Hello and welcome to my studio. My name is Ido Agassi and today I want to teach you how to make this beautiful hemp leaf binding, also called an Asa-No-Ha Toji. This video is part of 3 videos I'm making about 3 different Japanese sewing patterns. I will start this video with the book block already bound and the cloth covers already made. To get to this stage, what you need to do is pile up single sheets of paper in the order you want them to be. Make sure to leave around 1.5 centimeter margins, and I also recommend you to make an inner binding to the book block so all the papers won't shift and move while you're working on the outside. About the covers, you can make paper covers. This is very common, and you can also make cloth covers like these with a creasing here, so it would help you open the book while handling it. If you want to learn how to get to this stage, I have a class dedicated to the Japanese 4-hole binding. In that class, I show you how to make the book block, how to make the inner binding, attaching it with paper strings, and also I'm teaching you how to make the cloth covers with a creasing to help you open the book. What I would do is add in the description a link to this class and to all my other classes, and from that link you can watch everything for free for 30 days. I'll move this aside and let's talk about the hemp leaf binding. The hemp leaf binding has 2 sewing lines. One, the traditional 4-hole binding, 2 extra holes in the corners like the noble binding, and 3 more holes divided between the stations symmetrically, giving us this beautiful pattern. I will start this video by locating 2 wood blocks on the table. These wood blocks will allow me to pierce holes for sewing, but you can also use a pile of bookbinding boards or something in your house. Just protect your working surface. I will start by placing the back cover, on it the book block, and on that I would locate the front cover, making sure that the creasing line is towards me. I'll take a piece of weight and see everything is straight and to my satisfaction. Everything is good. I'll put the weight over here. Bring my template. I'm locating it at the edge of the book. This template has 9 holes, the 4 traditional 4-hole binding and 5 extra near the spine. What I would do is add a link to the template in the description. You could download it for free and then you can print it and work with me while watching the video. I would locate the weight on it so it won't move. I'll take my awl and I would locate it here on the first hole. I'm lifting my arms so it would be an extension of the awl. I'm going to bend my knees and going inside the book with my whole body, and just with a twisting movement go inside. I'm putting my fingernail on the awl, and when I'm taking it out, I can see I'm in enough. I'm moving to the next hole, lifting my arm and going inside. Okay, hold the book so it won't shift and move, and you want the awl as parallel as you can. I'll take it out. Yeah, it's enough. Let me go to the third hole here, bending my knees, and with my whole body I'm going inside, taking it out. Great. And my 4th hole inside. That's enough. Now I'm going to the next line. So let me start here. Inside. I feel it's inside. Take it out. Great. Moving on to the second one. And out. Third one here. Let me hold with the fingers between. You want it as parallel as you can B, because we want the holes on the other side the same location. We go to this one. And the last hole over here in the corner. And I think I'm finished. Yeah. Let me pull it all aside. I'll move my weight, and carefully I'm going to lift the book and take it out so it would hover, and then the needlework would be much more comfortable for me. I'll put the weight so it won't move and take the template out. I'll bring my thread and cut 5.5 times, 5.5 times the length. If you're working with a thicker book, maybe take a bit extra. I'll thread the needle. Now I'm going to add my trick, 3 centimeters from the edge. I'm going to take the needle and insert the needle inside the middle of the thread. I'm holding the needle and pull it back. If you don't know this trick, I will add a link to a video I made about 3 sewing tips. Okay, we are going to start in the second hole from the bottom up. I'm going to leave a tail of around 4 or 5 centimeters. I'm going to repeat the same process, and now look what happened. When I'm pulling, it holds the beginning of the thread, and then you can pull and work with it. Let me go to the third hole on the 4-hole binding line. Now I'm going around the spine and back inside the same hole. Pulling. Now I'm going to insert from the bottom up on the edge here, around the spine and back inside the same hole. Now I'm going around the head of the book and back inside. Moving on to the noble binding hole here at the corner. So I'm going inside, around the spine and back inside, and around the head of the book and back inside. And back to the main hole on the 4-hole binding line. Great. Moving on to the upper hole here, third hole. And now to the hole where we began. Moving on to the last hole, or the first hole, and back inside. Around the foot of the book and back inside the same hole. Pulling. Now from the bottom up at the edge here, a small noble binding stitch here, back inside and around the foot again and inside the same hole. Okay, we finished this side. Now we are going to the hole up here, back to the main hole, pulling. Now don't get confused, we are going inside the first hole where we began. I'm going inside and then I'm going back to the center hole, going around the spine and back into the same hole, going to the right, and look how the hemp leaf is forming, going back to the same hole in the center, and then I'm going back to the beginning. Great. Now I'm going to the center hole here, around the spine, back inside. Going left to the main hole, going to the center hole here, around the spine, back inside the same hole, going inside the hole at the corner, and now I'm filling in, so I'm going inside this hole, and down here there's nothing. I'm going to the main 4-hole binding hole, and now I'm in the last hole. What I'm going to do is move the weight aside, flip over the binding. I'm going to release the beginning here, and now I want to tie a knot, but I don't want the thread to move, so I'm going to take an anchor here and then tie a double knot. So once and twice. I'll bring my scissors and cut around 1 centimeter from the edge. Now I'll take my awl and I'm going to insert the remaining thread inside the hole, and then nobody will know where we started and finished the binding. So this procedure takes a bit of time. And everything is concealed inside. I can fix a bit of the leaves and the thread with my awl. Looks great. And look how amazing the design is of the hemp leaf binding. As I said, I'm making 2 more videos about the noble binding and the tortoise shell binding, so make sure to subscribe and watch those videos. Thank you for watching and being here, and I will see you in my next video.